Gledate vijesti grada Otočca.
Dame i gospodo, dobar večer i srdačan pozdrav u ime glavnog ureda Hrvatske turističke zajednice. Dopustite posebno gospodinu Žakoviću, pomoćniku ministra turizma, gospodinu Barkoviću, gradonačelniku i gospodinu Krmpotiću, dožupanu Ličko-senjske županije. I ne posljednje i ne manje važno, svim našim dragim gostima, inozemnim novinarima koji su laureati večerašnjeg događaja, ali i zbog kojih smo organizirali ovo druženje u Ličko-senjskoj županiji. Zlatna penkala ima svoju posebnu vrijednost jer je izraz zahvalnosti inozemnim novinarima za pisanje ili izvješćivanje o Hrvatskoj. Provedimo ugodno jednu lijepu večer i dopustite da rečem nekoliko riječi i na engleskome. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to this event. Welcome to Croatia, welcome to Ličko-senjska county, green heart of Croatia. For the 8th time, Croatian National Tourist Board is organizing this event 3 times consecutively in the continental part of Croatia to show that Croatia is not only Adriatic coast. I would like to express special gratitude to our foreign guests, foreign journalists that were writing or reporting about Croatia, because without their help it would be much more harder for all tourism professionals in Croatia to spread the news all over the world what Croatia is all about and that Croatia is interesting as a tourist destination to be visited. So I congratulate them and I wish all of us to spend together one nice evening here in Otočac in heart of Green Valley of Gatska. Enjoy the evening.
Mr. Dani Verheyden from Belgium. Mr. Dani Verheyden is a journalist, editor and owner of Travel 2 magazine and is awarded for an article in which he describes Zagreb as a charming, dynamic, young European metropolis that often and completely unfairly remains in the shadow of the Croatian Adriatic destinations. The reporter describes the Croatian capital as one of the most attractive Central European cities with a 1,000 years long history and rich cultural heritage. Zagreb is a perfect fresh and new destination suitable for meetings, conferences, seminars and incentive trips, as well as being a romantic, familiar but different weekend destination. Congratulations, Mr. Dani Verheyden. Mrs. Barbara Roveda was awarded for her article about the Croatian coast, which was published in the monthly magazine In Viaggio in July 2011. The story describes the beauty of the island of Vis and its base, as well as the island of Brač, with its beautiful beach Zlatni Rat. The journalist also mentions the lifestyle offer of the island of Hvar and gastronomic delights of Ston and Pelješac. Barbara Roveda has worked in the editorial office of the Tourism Monthly in Viaggio since September 2001 to date. She edits sections on the topics of tourism, travel and culture and cooperates with other monthly publications such as Bella Europa and Natural Style. Congratulations to Mrs. Barbara Roveda. Mr. Hans Bowman from Netherlands. Mr. Hans Bowman is awarded for an article presenting the Kvarner island of Krk, Cres and Lošinj, featured in the tourist magazine Rise and Magazine, which is published 11 times a year with a circulation of nearly 50,000 copies. The tour of Kvarner Island begins for Hans Bowman on the island of Krk, where he meets foreign tourists, stops in Vrbnik, Punat and the islet of Košljun, and describes the nature of the island, which has more plant varieties than the whole of Great Britain. The writer arrives to Lošinj via Cres, visits its towns, and describes the research center for the protection of dolphins. Whilst on Cres, he visits the largest volunteer center in Europe for the protection of griffon vultures. So let's congratulate another one time to Mr. Hans Bowman. Mr. Stefan Ružas from Germany described a unique feeling and a sense of solitude, peace, a sense of solitude, peace, and extreme isolation, which can be experienced by the visitors to Palagruža who decide to spend their holiday in a lighthouse, in his featured entitled Einsamergechts nicht, Complete Isolation, and published in Focus magazine. Lighthouse keepers who talk about their life and work kept the journalist company. Vivid colors and motifs of the photographs further conveyed the atmosphere, contributing to the value of the text. Focus is one of the most important news magazines in Germany, read by the estimated 5.5 million people. So let's congratulate to Mr. Stefan Ružas. Mr. Yurlo Sergei from Russia. The chief editor of Tourism and Audit magazine, Mr. Yurlo Sergei Nikolayevich, is awarded for publishing 5 articles in the journal Tourism and Audit, in which he describes the particularities of the Croatian coast, cultural heritage, Dubrovnik and Split, but also the beauty of Zagreb, Plitvice lakes and Istria. Apart from the sites that tourists must visit on the largest Croatian peninsula, and together with the cities of the coast and inland, the author points of the culinary delicious such as truffles, Istrian soup, warm wine eaten with bread and ham, as well as kajun, traditional stone-filled hut, as part of the cultural heritage. Mr. Yarlo Sergei, congratulations. Mrs. Tripolskaya Olga Alexandrovna from Ukraine. Mrs. Tripolskaya Olga Alexandrovna is awarded for an article published in the Ukrainian magazine Mirotida i Visnesa. The author is the chief editor of the magazine and previously worked in several other magazines devoted to tourism. She was a director of marketing at the Ukrainian magazine Puteshestvenik, the main editor of tourism magazine Travel News, and the editor of Stranik magazine. So let's congratulate to Ms. Tripolskaya Olga Alexandrovna. Mr. Mikola Sliatsky is honored for his report Ne hodte k moru, hodte k moru, do not go to the sea, go to the sea, published in magazine Forbes Slovensko. The feature, which was published in June 2011, portrays Croatia as a favorite destination of Slovak tourists, who mostly spend their holidays on the beach. The report encourages readers to spend their holiday in much more varied and interesting manner, for example, on a yacht or a bicycle or in a lighthouse. Mr. Mikuláš Sliatsky. Mrs. Duša Podbevšek-Bedraš is awarded for her report Doživite Neandertalce in Veliki Pog, published in the journal Hopla. The article was created after a visit to Croatian Zagorje, Lika and Rijeka, which were described as a new mosaic within the great mosaic of beautiful Croatia. This Ljubljanian started her professional career in tourism as early as the first year of university at the Faculty of Journalism, and soon came to fame as a journalist who knows all about tourism, and was chosen to be a permanent member of the Tourist Association of Slovenia, as well as being active in the Global Federation of Tourism Journalists, FIJET. Congratulations to Ms. Duša Podbevšek-Bedrač. Honored for a series of reports published in the Norwegian travel magazine Travelzine and on the website www.magazinetravelSite.no, entitled Europa sva kreste. I don't know to spell this, believe me, they are from Norway. The most beautiful archipelago in Europe. In the thematic issue dedicated to Croatia, the author tells the story of gastronomy, oenology in Istria, sailing in Dalmatia, active holidays in Omiš, and the island of Hvar, a favorite of celebrities. Rune Larsen belongs to a younger generation of journalists who, like most of his peers, did not know much about Croatia before visiting it. His knowledge of our country was partly laden with images of turmoil and war from the 90s. He came to Croatia in 2010 as a backkeeper and traveled the coast from Dubrovnik to Istria. The award will be collected by Miss Marta Veimo, a colleague of Mr. Rune Larsen. The authors of the article Croatia in Living Color, published in a highly respected US magazine, Wine Enthusiasts. The 7-page long article describes Croatia as the homeland of Marco Polo and the country ideal for fans of historic wine and good food, interwoven with various influences from Italy to Eastern Europe. Mike De Simone and Jeff Jensen, also known as the World Wine Guys, are distinguished American journalists who cover the topics of wine, drink, and travel. Wine Guys write for numerous well-known magazines, and when they are not traveling the world looking for the next good wine, they participate in many prestigious wine competitions as judges. Mr. Mike De Simone and Mr. Jeff Jensen from the United States of America. Congratulations. Carlos Pascual was awarded for his report on Dubrovnik, published in the monthly magazine Viajes Nacional Geographic. The article entitled Joya de la Costa Dalmata Dubrovnik, the jewel of the Dalmatian coast Dubrovnik, talks about the history of the city, its attractions and cultural and historical heritage, and presents this as a unique jewel of the Dalmatian coast, which cannot be missed when visiting Croatia. The portrayal of the city itself is beautiful, and there is a detailed description of its sites. Congratulations to Mr. Carlos Pascual. Thank you, Mr. Bulic. Thank you, Mr. Barkovic. You may sit down.